everybody, Matt O'Ree back here with you, episode number 5, and today we're talking about B.B. King. I got a chance to meet and hang with B.B. for a little bit in 2006 when I won the Guitar Center King of the Blues contest. And B.B. was the coolest person. What an unbelievable gentleman he was. He's missed by everybody, but his music lives on forever. So let's dive in. Okay, so what we're talking about today is one of the most common B.B. King licks that I think he ever used. And it's something that seems so simple at first, but yet it's so cool even after you get the hang of it. So we're going to be in the key of A. He mostly was using the A major pentatonic. He did use a minor pentatonic, of course, in The Thrill Is Gone and a couple of other slow minor blues songs. But for the most part, he was mostly in the major pentatonic. So we're going to be in the key of A. And the first lick is starting with the root note, a high A on the 17th fret. And you probably guess what I'm going to play next. So his idea is using that root note without vibrato, holding on to the root note and then sliding off. But it's the attack of how he comes into that root note. He's raking into the strings of muted strings like this. So I'm using my third finger to fret that root note, the high A, again, 17th fret. But I'm using my first finger to mute the other strings behind it. So I get this raking sound across the string. Again, nothing new, but it's part of the detail of this particular riff. So B.B. would use it like this. Something that seems so simple, but yet so cool. So again, slower, raking through, pretty much from the D string down. You can even get the A string in there too. It just depends on how well you can mute those strings with your first finger. So if you can see where my third finger is, and however long you want to hold on to that, whether it's a faster progression or a slower progression, could change the time of how long you want that A note to hang over. Now, normally, I said in one of my other videos, normally I would put the A note or a root note with vibrato, but in this case, B.B. didn't do that. He just left it straight. Okay, the next lick that we're going to do is back to the 5th fret position, A major pentatonic, the bottom half of the scale like this. Just those 5 notes. So 6th fret G, 5th fret B, 7th fret B, 5th fret E, 7th fret E. And his lick goes like this. Now he's adding the vibrato with his first finger. And anybody that studied B.B. King knows that that first finger vibrato that he had was so wicked sounding. So this, or 2 root notes. So we're going to bend on the 7th fret on the E string, release and pull off to the 5th fret E, to the B, 7th fret, back to the E on the 5th fret twice, 2 root notes and then vibrato. A real quick kind of stab of a riff. And of course you can rake into it as well. So adding the first lick to the second. Cool. Now the third lick is my little interpretation of it. So utilizing the same starting point, I'm going to transform this part, or transpose this part to this position. So it's a little bit thicker of a tone. You can hear the difference in the sound. So it's the same lick, 12th fret, B string, bend and release, pull off to the 10th fret, 11th fret G, back to the 10th fret twice. So I'm going to change this a little bit so it's a little bit different than what BB was doing here. I'm going to do... which BB did that too, so I'm not really coming up with anything new here. I'm just trying to add a third option for the purpose of today's lesson. So sliding from here. So instead of going, what you can do, you can extend this riff like this. Utilize the E string, 10, 12, back to the B. You can even go back to the 11th fret G, back to the 10th fret for your root note. Most of the BB stuff was always resolved back to the root note. So together, or there's so many different combinations of the same thing in the same position with the same notes. Really cool stuff from the blues master himself, B.B. King. Next week, we're talking about Duane Allman, so stay tuned. We'll see you then.